If you're going to make your own art materials, the first thing you have to think about is what pigments you want to use. And if you're new to using dry pigments, it's good to start with a limited number of colors, because this is probably the single biggest consideration in terms of cost and your personal preferences. So I have a basic iron red. This is Venetian red, and I have a mixture of titanium and zinc white here. And I'm using a solution I made of gum arabic and water with a little bit of glycerin and a little bit of rice syrup added to it. So this is black, this is carbon black. You can make the gum arabic a small amount at a time, then you don't have to add preservative. So test your color out, and I'm using a water-based medium just for the convenience of cleaning and the rapidity of drying. So here are three colors: white, iron red, and black. You can do a lot with this limited palette. Yellow ochre, ultramarine blue. Originally, lapis was used to make a brilliant blue, and not many people use the lapis except for restorers, because it's 100 grams of ground lapis lazuli cost $36,000 per kilo per 100 grams. And you can grind your own lapis. It's a semi-precious stone, but it isn't very costly. The adventurous So just, get your colors, make a little bit of medium or buy a medium. All right. I do have some burnt umber. You'll find that earths in particular will vary a lot. They'll have the same name, but you'll see that some are warmer or cooler. Some umbers are quite reddish, burnt umber. And colors behave very differently mixed in white. Some things mix up quite dull and others are very brilliant. And it just depends on how they settle in next to the atoms of the other pigment. All right, so this is burnt umber, and then I have some raw umber here, which is colder. And there's a big range that leans toward greens, makes beautiful, many beautiful shades of, you'll see raw umber, greenish or green raw umber. Makes a very beautiful gray, and you can see the difference between burnt umber and raw umber. There's always a little bit of pinkish. And burnt simply means that they take the earth and put it in a kiln and fire it up to a certain temperature, and then they regrind it. And raw umber is as found. You know, it's raw essentially. It isn't, you know, it's like a glaze. Anybody who's done ceramics will know how dull and different. Sometimes you'll have a glaze that looks green when it goes on, a dull green, and then when it's fired it turns a bright orange or something, a red. Alright, oops, didn't do the... ochre. This is French yellow ochre medium, and the light is quite a bit clearer, besides it's more yellow, besides being a paler shade to begin with. So, and of course with a little bit of the blue, you can get a muted greenish color. So this is ultramarine and the yellow ochre. If you use gum tragacanth to make a medium, you can make pastels with it. That is the base for pastels. Alright, that's how you go about selecting your pigments, by a small amount and try it out. And you can start with the colors that you typically will use. This palette of basic colors of yellow ochre, Venetian red, black, raw umber, white, and ultramarine blue is pretty versatile. If you found this video useful, give it a like and leave a comment. Thanks for watching.